I've made it to the mountains of Gifu. Welcome to Takayama, a town that's basically forgot to leave the 17th century. I'm here for the Takayama Matsuri, apparently one of Japan's top 3 most beautiful festivals. Expect gold leaf, ancient wood, and a street food scene that's arguably more interesting than the parade itself. Takayama is famous for its Shoyu Ramen, so naturally I'm joining the pilgrimage. I got there 20 minutes early and there's already a queue, because of course there is. Nothing says authentic experience like standing on the pavement for half an hour. The menu is beautifully simple. You choose between a medium or large size, with or without a seasoned egg. Naturally I went for the large size with the egg. The staff here are so incredibly kind and attentive.
Hi, thank you so much. Hi, good. Yeah, where you come from?
England.
Oh, England.
Very
Nice. Good. Yo. Movie. Yeah, thank you so much.
It's a bit of a shock to the system when you're used to paying a 15% service charge in London just for the privilege of being ignored by a waiter. It really sets the tone for the whole town. The bowl arrived at roughly the surface temperature of the sun, so I've essentially surrendered the top layer of my mouth to the cause. These noodles are thin, curly, and actually possess some proper structural integrity. None of that soggy nonsense here. The chashu is a total melt-in-the-mouth situation, and the broth, it's a masterclass in shoyu. It doesn't need to hide behind a layer of pork fat. It's just clean, salty, refined depth that'll fuel me for at least 3 miles of walking, or at least until I see the next snack stall. With a full stomach, I started heading towards the shrine. The path follows the river, where the water is so impossibly clear you can actually count the fish. It's genuinely disorienting when your only point of reference is the River Thames, which, let's face it, is essentially 50 miles of liquid rust. Back home, you don't count the wildlife. You count the discarded e-scooters and the occasional mystery boots. So seeing actual fish feels like an hallucination. The banks are lined with local market stalls selling everything from handmade crafts to fresh Gifu produce I'll almost certainly regret not buying later. Finally made it to Sakurayama Hachimangu. Before the parade, you can get up close to the Yatai. These aren't just carts, they're the original 17th century supercars, total architectural show-offs, and enough lacquer to make a Mayfair dining table look like a flat pack kit. Some of these have Karakuri Puppets that move with more grace and precision than I've ever managed in my life. You'd think they were running on high-speed fibre optic cables, but it's actually just a series of incredibly clever mechanical gears and a lot of tradition. When the Yatai aren't out being fancy, they live in these massive Yatai Gura warehouses scattered around town. Basically, very expensive garages. Wait, I recognise this face. This is Yuuko. I actually met her earlier outside the ramen restaurant, and here she is again, a total local celebrity. 10 out of 10 for the professional posing and the festival outfit. The procession is underway. It's a massive community effort. Local residents in full period gear, musicians, and Shinto priests. You can really feel the weight of history here. Though, looking at those robes, I suspect most of the weight is actually just layers of incredibly heavy silk. It's a tradition passed down through families for centuries, and they take it very seriously. Here's where it gets tense. You hear the rhythmic calls, you see the happy coats, and then you watch them pull off a maneuver that makes parallel parking in central London look like child's play. They're steering these massive, priceless structures through the streets that weren't exactly designed with giant golden towers in mind. It's a feat of pure coordination, performed by people who clearly have much steadier nerves than I do. Welcome to the Old Town. Walking through Sanmachi Suji feels like a 300-year flashback. Dark wood, sake breweries, and the reason I'm actually here, Hida Beef Sushi. They serve this marbled beef on a rice cracker instead of a plate. Eco-friendly, or they just hate washing up. I went for the medium fatness with a dab of wasabi to cut through the richness.
Wasabi okay?
It's easily the best bite in Gifu. You really don't want to skip this. The fat is so finely marbled, it essentially gives up and melts the second it hits your tongue. It's less like eating steak and more like a buttery, savoury cloud. In London, a single nigiri of this quality would probably require me to remortgage or sell a kidney. Here, it's just casual street food. It's absolute madness.
Amazing.
Next, senbei. These rice crackers are hand-baked over a flame and dipped in soy sauce. Warning, they are violently crunchy. A genuine hazard to the roof of your mouth. It's like eating a roof tile, but significantly more delicious. They've got a 10-minute shelf life, so eat fast or regret it. Normally, eating while walking in Japan is a social felony that'll earn you some very polite but very pointed stares. During the Matsuri, these rules are out the window because, well, look at the crowds. The sun's going down, the music's still going, and the puppets are doing their final performances. It's mechanical engineering from an era long before microchips, and it's actually pretty mesmerizing. Proper old school magic. I stopped by Maehata Tenshindo before heading out. They make everything in-house. I grabbed a chestnut and walnut sets for a souvenir. They've got a fantastic crunch and a subtle sweetness that is far more addictive than it has any right to be. The flavour is wonderfully simple and nutty, but they're dangerously easy to snack on. You buy them as a souvenir, but frankly, they'd be lucky to survive the train journey home. Quick detour to Hida Kokubun-ji to see the 1,200-year-old ginkgo tree, 28 metres tall, and seen more festivals than I've had hot dinners. Final stop for Gohei Mochi, pounded rice on a stick with a savoury sweet glaze. This place uses abarai, a special perilla seed flavouring. It's nutty, smoky, and so good I had to buy a second one because I have no self-control. No regrets. Honestly, Takayama has been amazing. The people are lovely, the culture is deep, and the food is dangerous for my wallet. If Gifu isn't on your travel radar, you're doing it wrong. Thanks for watching. I'm off to see if my dental insurance covers festival-related mishaps. I'll see you in the next one.